Hey everyone, it is Friday the 13th, May 2022, and this is a follow-up video to what I have been posting as far as dealing with my recovery from pancreatic cancer and the health coverage, the disability, and problems that I'm having with the state, which you can see in my previous videos. But to sum it up really quickly, I received a form in the mail, and I have Husky Health Insurance in Connecticut, and have had it for many many years, and have had it throughout my pancreatic cancer and my recovery and my treatment now and continued treatment. And so they basically will send you this renewal form. Now this is what's sad about the system here, not the workers or the individuals, the system. Basically, the form that I got um, tells me that my coverage is due to end June 30th, 2022, so in a month. But then it goes on to say that if I don't contact them with any changes, I will have my current health coverage until June 30th of 2023. So the reason I want to note that right now is the irony of all this is that if I just didn't say anything and if I lied, I would be rewarded rather than what now I'm going to go through. So if I just didn't say anything, I would the outcome would be better, and that's what's wrong with the system. So here's the thing. If you turn to the next page, it makes it quite clear that it is your legal responsibility to contact them with any changes. So as much as someone may be tempted to not do so, you need to be logical and you need to think it through, and you don't want to go down that rabbit hole, because if you do get caught, then it is your own fault and you have no one to blame but yourself, and you're basically committing fraud, and that's why a lot of people have problems, because of people who do that. So all right, obviously I'm not going to do it, but what really bothers me is that if I did that, I would be fine. I would have no problems, and their paperwork would go through year after year. So the issue is that I did get married to my very long time girlfriend and now wife. While when I first got my diagnosis, things were very dismal and not a very good outlook. And it's something that I should have done years before, but I wanted to make sure she was financially taken care of, and I love her, and I should have married her a long time ago. And those are some of those things. Anyway, that's not where I'm going with this. So, um, you know, that's a change. Okay, so they're talking about a change in the household in which you live. Now, my household for many years was like a rest home, so I actually am in the process of just beginning to clean it out, to get rid of rooms that have been converted into bedrooms. So what I'm getting at is my house is not a home that's livable right now, other than myself, because I have a small nook here that I can take care of all this now that I am recuperating to some degree. So my wife does not live with me, not because of separation or anything, but because she's also dealing with some family issues, and we see each other every day, of course. So right now, she doesn't reside here. So there were no changes other than that I was married, and she has no income either. She had been working at a job in 2021 and no longer was earlier in 2021, and hasn't been able to find employment. And we may file our taxes separately or jointly. I'm not sure which. I filed an extension. So there's no change to anyone in this household other than that I got married. No financial gain, no benefit, nothing. So again, the irony of this is that I know how bad the system is here and what will happen. And this is now triggering all kinds of horrific problems for me that if I don't have if I didn't have my medical coverage, I would not be here right now. I would be long dead. I would never have been able to have anything that I had done. So again, it's like if you the system is set up so if you lie or just don't say anything, you're rewarded. But when you tell the truth, and then it's you're punished for it. So here's what happened. I called the Access Health in Connecticut. I got your usual first part of the phone call was all just pushing numbers and listening to each prompt, and this went on for about 5 minutes because essentially, if they can, they would like to avoid having to talk to you at all. So by the time I got out of 3 or 4 menus, I couldn't go back, so I had to hang up. So that's 5 minutes right there. And then I called back and luckily made the right choice on the different prompts and was able to talk to a representative after approximately 40 minutes. So I'm on hold, and then I spoke with Alice. And Alice I gave her a brief summary of my condition and what happened and, why I was calling, and she was cordial and friendly, and that seemed fine. And so we had to go through the whole process. So she's reading, I'm reading stuff to her about my home address, mailing address, email, phone numbers, which she has in front of her. But we're going through the process. And then it asks about the household. The household has not changed. I'm the person who lives here. That's it. And my cats. So then the marital status is what changed. We go through how are you filing your taxes. I gave an extension. I'm not sure because I have no income. And then we continued on. And then we got to a point where we're at, she's reading me a disclaimer. Now, it's very long and very, very drawn out. And the reason a red flag goes up for me is because if you know anything about how it works, if you don't take precautions legally, is I had my home was signed over to me from my parents over a decade ago. And if you don't do that sort of thing and you end up in a rest home facility, as my mother has, they will take everything that you own out from under you and you'll be homeless if that's what they have to do, and they are relentless. I'm actually currently going through this right now because they do not seem to understand that this was all taken care of many, many years ago. So, to my point, she's reading now the equivalent of that, but for me now. So somewhere in what she's saying, I am that she's trying to get me, not coerce me. It's her, she's doing her job, but she wants me to agree to the fact that I or my estate or my wife could be held liable for different things if I were in an accident or I was in a rest home facility. So basically, we're doing the same song and dance as I did 10 to 12 years ago with my parents. They are trying to make sure that they can take everything that you own if anything happens to you. And she kept giving me, she was nice enough, but kept giving me, these scenarios, like if you were in a car accident or that, if that. And in the end, we were playing word games with one another where she just wasn't going to answer my questions. And quite honestly, I don't, well, she said she's not qualified to because she's not a lawyer, but she still wanted me to agree to it. And so I suggested, can you just, cut and paste this thing so I can read it or have my attorney read it? And as soon as I said that, we got very nervous and she had to talk to her supervisor. So she politely put me on hold and went and, talked to whoever that was, he or she or whoever it is. So she comes back on the phone, and for some reason, they cannot give out the paper. They can't give me the disclaimer. I'm like, okay, so you can't give it to, nope, can't do it. So we went back and forth, and it was kind of funny. Things are still fairly, there's no heated problems or anything. But she's just not going to answer my direct question of, am I saying that I am agreeing that if something happens to me, my even though I have it willed to my wife, that my house and property, and she won't answer the question. So then she, I think, got a bit frustrated because she had to say that I could have a form mailed to me where I would fill this out and I could read the disclaimer. So for some reason, they can send you the form with the disclaimer, but she can't forward me the disclaimer while we're talking. So that's odd right there. So I said, yeah, that sounds good. Why not? I'll try to do it that way. Now, my reasoning there is that then my attorney can read it and I will know for sure what is going on, because here's what people do that is a stupid mistake and illogical. They assume that they understand the law. You do not. If you have not passed the bar, you don't understand fully. You think you do, and I thought I did. I thought, but don't be foolish. If you try to do this on your own, there is a good possibility you are going to fuck something up. And if you do that, you really could be in trouble. So she went and had to speak with her supervisor again. And I waited and she got back to me. And her supervisor, she had to tell me that, my supervisor was dumbfounded. He or she, I forgot what she said, didn't know even what to, this isn't done often. As if I were doing something that was, really, just crazy. So I thought that was odd. And then as she was processing this, and I'm going to be fair here to you, Alice, so don't worry, but then she, as in my opinion at the time, hung up. So at 48 minutes and 49 seconds here, the phone goes out and I'm done. So, okay, guess what happened? So I got like, okay, she hung up on me, not wanting to deal with this. So I called back, and of course, there's no way that I'm going to talk to Alice again. I was sure of that, and I was right about that. And I did notice, I'll wait for that. But so then I spoke with someone else, and before I could really get it out, she's just started with the normal spiel, And I said, okay, but listen, I was talking to someone. I said, I don't know where you are, or how big of a facility it is. Do you know who Alice is? And she, oh, well, I could look it up. But she didn't seem to know who it was. And maybe they're not even the same building. I don't know. And this is another red flag that went up. And I said, before I continue, what was your name, your first name? And she got irritated and said, Tatiana. I said, oh, okay, thanks. I just want to know because I'm trying to just keep everything, clear and who I've spoken with. And she didn't like that at all. And then basically we got to a point where it was, again, I could just go online and do this. So now I'm thinking, yes, this is good. I can finish with that. And I had been told by Alice that if I stopped, the whole thing it's wiped clean. Now, I have trouble believing that because, of course, in my head, I thought, well, okay, so this is as if you've never heard anything from me, but I don't believe that. I think these phone calls are recorded. They probably said something in the beginning of the phone call saying that they may be for training reasons, which is usually what they do. So don't be foolish and think that there isn't a record of what was said. So I'm not going to just ignore this now. So, you know, she that was that, and then I got to the end with Tatiana, and she was not as pleasant as Alice. We'll put it that way, but nice enough. And then that was probably another 5 to 6 minute phone call. So now I started making this video, and I have to give her credit. Alice did call me back, so she did not hang up on me on purpose, I guess. And she was nice, called back, said you got taken care of. I said yes. It, you know, went to the point where I'm satisfied. And then I asked one more time. So all of this that is done today with you and Tatiana is all that's gone now, and we're starting from scratch. That is correct, she said. Now, I just don't know. I don't believe so. I'm sure. Actually, Tatiana has said there were notes from when I was speaking with Alice. So obviously, that is definitely not true. So what I'm going to do to finish up with this video today is I am going to say to you, make sure that you do not try to be fraudulent. You don't want to do that. Do get legal advice before you commit to anything that they're asking you in these forms, because if you don't understand what you're saying and you say something and agree to it, you're bound to it. So my next move is to speak with my attorney. I'm going to forward her all the information I just gave you, and I'm going to take it from there and hope that this can be resolved fairly easily. And my next video will probably be about my initial attempts to contact my state representatives, senators, and the Attorney General, because this just should not be happening. None of this should be happening to anyone who, even, it doesn't even matter if you have something like cancer. This shouldn't happen to anyone. No one should go through this. Excuse me. No one should go through this, no matter what. We're a wealthy nation, and through our taxes, we should have more than enough to take care of everyone here for their medical needs. So I would like to hear your comments. So please comment below, and please subscribe to the channel so I can actually start getting some more interesting stuff going on here. And I hope everyone has a great day. Be kind to one another whenever you can, and that's almost all the time. And always be kind to animals. They deserve the best of the best, and that's what they give back to us. I hope you have a great day, everybody. Peace.